Hey friends, Allie from AllieScraps here, and I wanted to show you how to use some of my new templates that are in the shop. So if you have seen my video on how I made my own passport, pocket, whatever size you would like to call it, template using digital papers from Bella Boulevard, and I'll link that up above, you will hear that I have a new template in the shop that you can actually create your own with your own digital papers or papers that you have in your stock, or even just create a template to use with your physical papers. So this is how I'm going to show you how to use it. So when you open up the template file or the download file, you have to have something that can unzip things. You can't do this on an iPad or a phone because most of these files cannot even be used on any kind of mobile device. So there is a passport traveler's notebook Canva option, and this will give you right to the link where the template is available in Canva. I'm not going to go over that one right now though. And then there's a PNG template file, a PSD or Photoshop template file. There's a complex one, I call it, and a simple one. And then there's a simple PNG file as well. I'm going to go over the PSD files in this particular tutorial. So once I open those up, so this is the more complex one, and it's not really complex, I promise you, and this is the simple one. So we're going to start with the complex one. So you'll see over here you have like four different layers of background, but then you have 3 different layers you can clip papers to. So in this, you'll want to drag in or place in papers and then clip them to these layers, and I will show you how to do that. Okay, so for this template, I'm going to be using the You Are Loved collection from Illustrated Faith and Bella Boulevard. And I love that Bella Boulevard has so many of their papers and collections digitally now, which is awesome as a hybrid and digital scrapbooker. That's what I do the most. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these papers and I'm just going to drag it into this document in Photoshop. Now, I like to kind of hover over the layer that I want to clip this to. So I drag this in above the layer for the yellow section, which is to the left. I don't want to move it. I don't want to move this layer. I want to clip this, and by doing, I hover in between the 2 layers with my mouse, and I'm on a Mac, so I click Option, and then it clips. And then I can, still having this paper layer selected, I'm going to move it over to where I like. And then you can even use the transform tool and kind of get it to the scale that you want. But it actually looks really good, just the normal scale. So then I'll select and highlight the blue, which is to the right here. And then because I like to keep consistency in the front and the back, I'm going to do the same paper and then just clip it. I'm going to use the free transform, minimize it a bit. All right, then hover between the 2 and you'll see that little like arrow and box pop up when you hit Option, and that'll clip that. And then the last one, I'm highlighting the clip paper here, middle section, or the pink right here. Oh. And then I'm going to drag in a pink paper just for that middle section. I want that to be a little bit different. But again, you can just do the exact same paper if you want the entire book to be exactly the same all the way around. So this is what I have. And what you can do is you can print it just like this, or you can print it double-sided, but you do have to go into Adobe Acrobat for that. But that'll be a separate tutorial. So here I'm just going to go File and Print. Or File, Save As, and save it as a PDF if you would like to make it so you can print a double-sided PDF. So what I like to do though is just print one piece of paper with like one background and then flip it over and then print this as well. So I just do like a full background for the other side just so I have a little bit more wiggle room as far as when I cut it out. Okay, so moving on to the simple template. So you'll see here that this is just like there's no boxes, nothing to clip things to. It's just a really simple template. So you have the template overlay, which is that entire layer, and then you have the drag pattern paper above this layer. which this is if you want the entire thing to look the same and you don't want to do any clipping. So I'm going to drag this paper into right above that layer. I'm going to size it just a little bit with the free transform tool, and you'll see that it fills in all of those gaps perfectly. From there, you can just go file print, and that is exactly what you need, and everything will be perfectly spaced, and you even have these lines right here in which to cut it off of. And that's so much easier than the clipping, but for the clipping I wanted to give you an option that you could have multiple designs on the same book. So that's how you do that. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below, and be sure to check out the tutorial of what I do after I print it all out and assemble it. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.